Right. Sisazama njalo ukuqedela lokhu esikubiza ngokuthi i-gross. Sizama la ama-term ukuwachaza ukuze abantu bawa-understande wonke. Ukhumbule naseqaleni ngangilokhu ngikusho lokhu namanje ngisakusho futhi ngeke siwaqede wonke ngesikhathi esisodwa. Ayovela amanye siwalibale, but as we progress ayobe sevela bese siyawachaza nawo ngaleso sikhathi. La sikunikeza ama-examples izibonelo, izibonelo zolayini. Kunolayini esiwubiza ngokuthi segment. Angisazi ukuyichaza le ndaba kalayini, angizukuyichaza le ndaba ye-point because sengichazile. Uyakwazi wena ukuthi ngithe uline is a set of, ngithe i-point, there is a point. Ngathi i-point siyibonile ngesikhathi sidweba ama-graph la bese inikeza khona in the form of a coordinate in the form of x and y. That was the point. Sase sithi kuyona ke i-point leyo, uma ngabe ubuka i-point ne-point, uwabuka ama-point amabili, uwajoyina ngolayini, noma a line being the set of points alandelanayo ngendlela njengoba siwudescribe ulayini. Bese kuba khona into esiyibiza ngokuthi i-segment. Yini i-segment? I-segment could be a line or is a line or a set of points that are not continuing. A segment is a line noma is a set of points. Khumbula ukuthi ngathi yini phela uline, ngathi uline is a set of points. Kusho ukuthi nginamanye ama-point la, amanye ama-point la, amanye ama-point la, amanye ama-point ngize ngizofika kuleli point. But masikhuluma nge-segment sithi is a set of point, or a segment is a line, right? It's a line that has a starting point and a finishing point. Starting point and a finishing point. Starting point and a finishing point. I-segment inendawo la iqala khona, iphinde ibe nendawo la iphela khona. Uline esiwubiza ngokuthi segment. Kanti i-ray omunye ulayini futhi nawo, noma amanye ama-set of points, kodwa lama set of points anendawo la qala khona, a starting point continuing to one direction. Lo mcibisholo la usho ukuthi lama point njengoba ngiwaqalisela ayaqhubeka ashone phambili njalo, kodwa la ayaqala awayi emuva. Bese kuzoba ukuthi i-point ngakukhombisa ukuthi i-point yini, i-point ngayichaza kuwena. But i-point ne-segment kanye ne-ray mawubuka, i-point does not show you lokhu esikubiza ngokuthi a magnitude. I-point does not show you a magnitude. Ngenye indlela i-point alukwazi ukukuchazela ukuthi from leli point lokuqala kuya kuliphi elinye point kukude kangaka. I-point nje is just one area, indawo eyodwa, it's one point, indawo eyodwa. Kanti i-ray, it's a set of ama-points aqhubekayo to one direction. Kanti i-segment is a set of points that have a starting point and an ending point. Uyaqala la, uyaphela la, ulayini esiwubiza ngokuthi segment. Kanti ulayini esiwubiza ngokuthi i-ray uyaqala la, kodwa uyaqhubeka ubheke phambili, awupheli infinitely. Kanti i-point is just indawo eyodwa engasikhombisi magnitude ukuthi kukude kangakanani lapha yana. Bese kuzoba khona into esiyibiza ngokuthi uline ngesithombe sawo, ingakho ngithe ngikhombisa ama examples alezi zinto. Uline will always be a set of points joined together continuing in both directions. Mangiyale uyaqhubeka, mangiya ngapha uyaqhubeka. And that is an example of a line. Uma kuthiwa siyabadweba geometrically, uma kuthiwa siyabaconstructor babukeka kanje. Ngithi angiyichaze lento ngoba immediately sifika kuma circles sekuzoba khona labo line laba esikhuluma ngabo kanje sizobapha amagama athile ngoba sesikhuluma ngabo kwenye indawo. It's like in ngizokufanisa kanjani ngoba labo line kuseyibo labo line kodwa mase sila sibabiza ngamanye amagama kanti mangabe sisakhuluma ngabo la sibabiza ngamanye amagama. Ngizama ukuthola igama noma isibonelo esizokwazi ukuthi sifake exactly ibonakale lento engiyishoyo noma ikwazi ukuchazeka lento engiyishoyo. Isibonelo ngizothi siphi konje. Ake ngithathe isibonelo esithi transport. Mangithi transport angihlukanisile kodwa ngisho into ethatha izinto ezithile endaweni ethile izise endaweni ethile. That is transport. That is transport. Kodwa mase ngithi transport sengiyahlukanisa ukuthi angikhulumi nje noma ingayiphi transport kepha ngikhuluma ngetransport ehamba emoyeni, amabhanoyi, ama-helicopter, ama-jet, ama-space ship nazo zonke izinto ezifuzelezo. Kanti mase ngizothi road transport angikhulumi nje noma ingayiphi transport kodwa ngikhuluma ngetransport ehamba phansi emgwaqeni which can include ibhayisikili, isithuthuthu, imoto, itaxi, ikhumbi, ibhasi nje zo izinto ezihamba amalori, trucks are transporter impahla from one point to another point. So ke ingakho ngithi olayini bonke lapha kanjalo noma sesifike kuma circles ama circles kuno line bakhona specifically abanamagama akhona esingakwazi ukusebenzisa lamagama lapha ya kodwa lawa amagama nawo aseyibo line laba esikhulume ngawo la kodwa sesibanikeza a specific name elehlukile ngoba sesibasebenzisa kwenye indawo. Mangithi kuwena a sea transport ngikhuluma ngetransport kodwa yapi ngikhuluma ngetransport ehamba olwandle. That's the difference. Angikhulumi noma ingayiphi ngikhuluma ngetransport ehamba olwandle referring to ship, to submarine, to boats, to skiing boats nazo zonke izinto ezifuzelezo, canoeing, transport kodwa ehamba emanzini. So ke uyabona ukuthi lento engiyishoyo ukuthi these are lines and these are also lines. But lama line lawa abizwa ngokuhluka kulawa ya. Yingakho ngisebenzisa igama elithi transport. Mangikhuluma ngetransport ngeke ukwazi ukuthi ngikhuluma ngani. Up until ngikutshele kuze kufike la mina ngikutshela khona ukuthi ngikhuluma nge-road transport, ngikhuluma nge-air transport, ngikhuluma nge-sea transport and so on njalo njalo. So ke ngithe angiwachaze nalawa before sifike kule yanto esiyibiza ngokuthi i-circle ngoba na kwi-circle sizothola online bakhona ababizwa ngamagama akhona. Abanguthi yezwakala lento engiyisho. Uma kizwakala asedluleke manje siyakulo ngqo i-circle. Siyokhuluma nge-circle ke manje ngoba ngifuna siyazi lento ukuthi before sizofunda ngayo kufanele sibe sesazi wena wazi kahle kamhlophe ukuthi mina mangabe ngikhuluma ngeradius ngikhuluma ngani mangikhuluma what ngikhuluma ngesecant ngikhuluma ngetangent ngikhuluma ngani khumbula ke zonke lezi zinto zakwa geometry bakithi azenzeki noma ikuphi kodwa zenzeka groundini lakhona iground lakhona ileli esilibiza ngokuthi it's a Cartesian plane iground lakwa geometry ileli esilibiza ngokuthi it's a Cartesian plane geometry nanso ke Cartesian plane yethu sesiyidwebile siyakhile iCartesian plane yethu nansi cabanga ukuthi abantu bayayibona lokhu ekade ngikusebenzisa lokhu leli ruler leli olibona ngilisebenzisa elasebhodini wena kunelakhi irula elehlukile kuleli kodwa leli libizwa ngokuthi it's a t square because uyalibona nawe lifana nobani no t phezulu so it's a t square ungadidekike ngelinye ilanga ngithi mangithi hamba ungilandela i t square bese ungilandela okunye wena khumbula these lines swaneyimile ekuqaleni and these are not just simple lines they only become lines mangabe khumbula ukuthi ngithe uline continues from both direction uline continues from both direction ngase ngithi iground lethu esidlalela kulona silubiza a Cartesian plane iCartesian plane yethu inama y axis kanye nama x axis lo line umele y lo line umele bani o x yila sizosuka khona nomshikashika wani wecircle konke okunye kuzolandela emva kwalokho lokhu engikuthathayo njengamanje ngithatha lokhu esikubiza ngokuthi it's a compass icompass le ikhona ke nakuwe icompass yakho incanyana isilver ifaka ipeni lakho lomsizi nami nantela ipeni na icompass yami and so on and so on yini lena engifuna ukuyenza njengamanje ngifuna ukuconstructa a circle ngifuna ukudweba icircle ngendlela yakhona mase ngidweba icircle ngendlela yakhona yilokho okwenzakalayo thatha icompass yami kuya ngokuthi ngifuna ukudweba icircle elikhulu kangakanani mangifuna ukudweba elikhulu ngivula kakhulu mangifuna ukudweba eliphakathi mangifuna ukudweba elincane ngivula kancane njalo bese ngiyayibopha ukuze ingasheleli ilokhu ihamba ivuleka ivaleka bese ngiyayithatha icompass yami mase ngiyithathile icompass yami ngiyibeka exactly ku-0 point which is my starting point ngiyibeka exactly ku-0 point bese lapha phezulu uzoyibona ke icompass yami ingenzelani ingenzela a mark that mark is called an arc lo maka nje engwenze lapha ngithe it's an arc mangithatha icompass ngiyibeka la bese ngithi i-arc leyanto engiyidwebe lapha yana i-arc leyanto engiyidwebe lapha yana so there is my arc and mawubuka between the point of 0 and that point engithe i-arc yami there is a space in between there is a line in between and this line of mine usuka la uphela laphaya ufana nalo line ekade ngikukhombisa wona uyakhumbula uline ilokhuzana isegment ngithe kuwena it's a line with a starting and an ending this is my line segment it starts there and it ends there siyayibona lento engiyenzayo it starts there and it ends there so this line segment of mine could depend ukuthi ngifuna ube mude kangakanani mangifuna ube mude ngiyayivula icompass yami kusho ukuthi usuzoba mude uyabona la uyophela khona mangifuna ube mncane ngiyayinciphisa icompass yami ngiyayithatha ngiyayibeka uyabona la uphela khona so this is a line segment so ke kuya ngokuthi i-line segment yami ingakanani noma ngifuna ibe ngakanani. Right ke nansi i-line segment yami ngifuna ibe ngaka. Ngifuna ibe ngaka i-line segment yami. Yabona ke kusho ukuthi lo line uyaqala la uyaphela lapha yana. Uyaqala la uyaphela lapha yana. Usunegama ke ngoba ilo line engiusebenzisayo. Manguthatha lo line nguphendula noma ngihamba nawo ngithi uziyofika lapha ya. Ngihamba nawo ngithi uziyofika lapha ya. Lo line wami uswakha lento esiyibiza ngokuthi yini? Siyibiza ngokuthi niyongixolela ipeni liyashibilika. Ipeni liyashibilika. Right, ngithe kuwena thatha ikhampasi yakho uyivule ngendlela wena ofuna ngayo bese uyibeka kwi-point of origin. Ngayilinganisa i-point of origin yami. There you are. Ngase ngithi ke uma uthatha leli point leli naleliya bese uyaliphendula ulithi as uliphendula leli point kwakheka an arc. Mawuqhubeka naleya arc uzuzofika nayo ngapha iphindi joine leya ya. Uyabona ukuthi kwenzakalani? Kuyaqala kwakheka into efana ne-circle. Mangiqhubeka nale line yami segment engisuke nayo la ngiqhubeka nayo ngithi there is another arc. Iyaqhubeka njalo ifuna ukucomplete, ifuna ukungiqedelela into efana nani ne-circle. There you are. Then it completes. There you are. Ngiqhubeke nayo and it completes. My complete lapha yana icomplete lento esiyibiza ngokuthi yini? It's a circle. Icomplete lento esiyibiza ngokuthi it's a circle. Uyongixolela i-circle lethu lingabukeka okwamanje, lingabukeka lingekho smooth. Ungizwe kahle. Lingabukeka lingekho smooth ingoba ipeni lethu belishelela la okufanele ngabe limi khona. Belingabambi lithule lithi do. There is our starting point. Yila starting point sethu. Yila starting point sethu. Sithe masibeka khona sivula ikhampasi yethu kwaphuma lo line. Lo line lo masimove sithi nanku uyalingana nala. Siphinde simove sithi nanku uyalingana nala. Uyabona lo line nalo line ngaphakathi kwi-circle bayalingana. Yabona ke mangisuka la leli point leli kwi-circle yethu. Yileli ya point kwi-Cartesian plane yethu esalibiza ngokuthini? It's a point. And leli point isathi lakhiwa an ordered pair in terms of x and y. Sathi ngoba lila uqala khona zonke izinto, my x is represented by 0 and my y is also 0 because ila uqala khona zonke ezinye izinto. And this point of ours, we call it a point of origin. We call it a point of origin. La kuqala khona zonke izinto. Asiphinde ke sibuke enye indawo. Ukusuka la ngiza la lo line lo esiubize ngokuthi it's a line segment. Ngiubuka ngaphakathi kwi-circle. Usuka kwi-point of origin uya kwi-circle. Lapha ya. Which means this is the line that I am referring to. This is the line that I am referring to. Lo line ke siubiza ngokuthi wona yini? siwubiza ngokuthi it's a radius. It's a radius. Siwubiza ngokuthi it's a radius. Ulayini usuka kuphi? Ku origin uya kuphi? Uya kwi circle. Nala kuseyiwo usuka kwi origin uya kwi circle, nala kuseyiwo usuka kwi origin uya kwi circle, nala kuseyiwo usuka kwi origin uya kwi circle. Uma ubuke ngendlela icampus yami engiyivule ngayo, ngithema ngithi walingana, what walingana, what walingana. Kusho ukuthi bonke labo line bami bayini? Bama radii mase bebaningi sibabiza kanje. Mase bebaningi plural yakhona sibabiza ngokuthi radii, sibabiza kanje radii. Kanti mayiyodwa sibiza ngokuthi it's a radius. Mase bebaningi sibabiza ngokuthi radii, ngoba nanko omunye, nanko omunye, nanko omunye, nanko omunye. Right? Siphinde siqhubeke sesisuka lapho. Masiqhubeka sisuka lapho, uyabona lo line blue lo line blue njengoba wakha lento esiyibiza ngokuthi it's a circle. It's a circle. Lo line blue ngoba wakha indlu eround. Yaqhamuka indlu eround. Yakhumbula ngikutshela ngendlu eround ukuthi yakhiwa kanjani? Ufika wakha isiza sakho ngithe yiground la esidlalela khona, bese uya ecenter, bese uvula noma udweba uround qala, udweba phansi before uzokwakha into eround. Nanku ke lo round wethu esiwudwebile njengamanje isiyakheka ke lenje. Lo round ke lo esiubiza ngokuthi i-circle. Lo round esiubiza ngokuthi it's our circle. Lo mphetho lo siubiza ngokuthi yini? Is circumference of umphetho we-circle. Umphetho we-circle siubiza ngokuthi it's a circumference of. Bese kuzothi yona i-circumference uqobo lwayo, le part le esuka la iza la noma isuka la iye lapha ya, siyibize ngokuthi yini yona? It's an arc. Siyibiza ngokuthi it's an arc. It's an arc. Yiyo lena esithi mangabe sidweba. Yiyo le esithi mangabe sidweba. Sithatha icampus yethu sibeke egroundini bese sithi kanje. Leya nto ke yakheka lapha yana oyiboniwe afinyana laphana, we call it an arc. Yingakho nala kukhona this is an arc, or leya kube yi-arc, minor and major, khona encane khona enkulu, minor and major. Siyibiza ngokuthi it's an arc. Right? Same lapha yana sisekhona khona lapho. Uyawubona yini lo line lo engizokutshela wona nengizokukhombisa wona? Lo osuka la uzela ngaphakathi kwi-circle. Uyawubona yini lo line? Usuka la uzela ngaphakathi, ungaphumeli nawo ngaphandle. Angithi ubonile ukuthi ngiqale ngachaza olayini. Ngithe ulayini one point uya kwelinye ipoint ngathi i-segment. Angithi ngisho kanjalo? Ngase ngithi i-segment yona uqobo lwayo mangabe ngidweba idlula kuma segment kanje siyibiza ngoline. Yabona lo uline lo. Kodwa mangabe ngikhathela sekuqhamuka leya segment ke ekade ngiyisho. Nansi yana isegment ekade ngiyisho ngicabanga ukuthi abantu bayayibona. Isuka la iza la. Siyabona lokho? Yes. Kodwa le segment yethu masiyidweba la iyahamba njalo ekuhambeni kwayo nansi la ihamba khona ekuhambeni kwale segment nansi idlula kuleli point leli point esilibize ngokuthi it's a point of origin. Ngesinye isikhathi leli point silibiza ngokuthi yini? It's our center of the circle. So a line that is drawn from one point to another point, from one point to another point, it's a line segment. But if this line segment passes through the center, passes through the point of origin, passes through that point, if this line segment passes through the center, if this line segment passes through the point of origin, this line segment is now called a diameter. Because this one is called a radius. Okay, let me do this. A circle is that, and this one is called a radius. This one is called a radius. This one is called a radius. This one is called a diameter. So a diameter is a line drawn from a point on a circle. A diameter is a line drawn from a point on a circle. A diameter is a line drawn from one point or from a point on a circle to another point on the other side. Book. It's drawn from a point on a circle to another point on the other side, passing through the center. Passing through the center. That is a diameter. A diameter is a line in a circle that is drawn from one point on a circle from the other side to another point on the other side, but that line should pass through the center before I call it a diameter. It's a diameter. It is only called a diameter when it passes through the center from one point to another point in a circle, inside a circle. Then a radius by a definition. A radius by a definition. A radius by a definition. A radius is a line from the center to a circle. To a circle. A radius is a line from the center to a circle. A radius is a line from the center to a circle. From point of origin, from a center to a circle. Therefore, a radius, you can see now, if this one is a radius, this one also is a radius. Therefore, a radius is half of a diameter. Enye yama-theorems ozohamba uhlangabezane nayo. Sesiyakubona lokho ukuthi kuyenzeka manje ukuthi i-radius iwuhafu we-diameter. Sesiyochaza in manje a chord. Bonke labo line batholakala la kwi-circle njalo. A chord. A chord, a chord, a chord, a chord. Right. Now, remember, always remember a line segment. A line segment is a line from one point to another point. A line segment is a line from one point to another point. But if this line segment, uma le line segment yethu, uline osuke pointini elithile uya kwelinye point siubiza ngesegment. Uma le segment yethu idwetshwa from one point isuke pointini ethile iya kwelinye point, sidweba kwi-circle ngaphakathi kwi-circle. Leyo line segment yethu ibizwa ngokuthi yini? I-chord. Leyo line segment yethu ibizwa ngokuthi yini? I-chord. Ibizwa ngokuthi i-chord. Leyo line segment yethu i-chord. Buka umehluko phakathi kwe-chord ne-diameter. I-diameter ingaphakathi kwi-circle. Nansi. Sayibona? Nansi i-diameter yethu. Nansi i-diameter yethu. Ingaphakathi kwi-circle. It's our diameter. A diameter is a line drawn from a point on a circle to another point on the other side, passing through the center. Point to a point on a circle, passing through the center. That one is called a diameter. Line drawn from a point to another point inside, like a diameter. Njenge diameter njobe ingaphakathi isuka kwelinye point iya kwelinye point. Umehluko phakathi kwe diameter kanye ne chord ukuthi diameter idlula center, i-diameter idlula kwi point of origin, kanti i-chord ayidluli kwi center, ayidluli kwi point of origin. That is a chord. That is our chord. Chord ayidluli kwi point of origin. I-chord kayidluli kwi-point of origin. Nansi i-chord yethu. Nansi i-chord yethu. Ayidluli kwi-center. That is our chord. Asibukeke manje i-secant. Look at the y-axis. Look at the y-axis. Always remember a line segment. Line segment ulayini ohlanganisa ama-point amabili. Unendawo eqala kuyo, unendawo phela kuyo. I-line segment le. Asibukeke ama-y-axis ethu. Nanka ama-y-axis ethu. Ngisuka la ngaphandle kwe-circle. Nansi i-circle yethu, i-green. Ngisuka kuyona ngaphandle. Ngiyayinqamula i-circle. Ngiphinde ngiyinqamule i-circle. Ngiphumele ngaphandle. Uyabona ukuthi ngisuka ngaphandle, ngiyayinqamula i-circle. Ngiphinde ngiyinqamule i-circle. Ngiye kwelinye point ngaphandle. But uyaqala la, uyaphela lapha. Lo line wethu siubiza ngokuthi i-secant. Lo line wethu siubiza ngokuthi i-secant. So i-secant yini? Secant is a line drawn from one point outside the circle to another point. A secant is a line drawn from one point outside, one point ngaphandle, to another point outside, to another point outside. The circle. From one point outside the circle to another point. Cutting through. That is a secant. That is a secant. Asibukeke manje i-tangent. I-tangent yini? I-tangent is a line also. It's a line also. But a tangent, it's a line that will touch at a point. A tangent is a line. It's a line that will touch. A tangent is a line that will touch the circle. tangent, it's a line that touches the circle at one point. That's our tangent. A line that touches a circle. At one point. Kade ngikubhalele yona, ngichaza, ngibhala kuyo, ngifaka nama definition incazelo zama parts noma incazelo zolayini abatholakala kwi-circle. Kusuke kwaba congested kwacinana kakhulu ndawonye. Sengibuye ngalidweba kabusha ngenzela ukuthi zonke izinto zibe clear uyibone. La eceleni ngithe kuwena please note qaphela lokhu. Ngisebenzise ama colors la eceleni engiwasebenzisile ngesikhathi ngidweba i-circle nama parts akhe. Lama colors engiwasebenzise ngapha ngibese ngibhala amagama alongside those colors. This is known as lokhu kwaziwa njengokuthi it's a color coding. Ngenye indlela uma ngibuka ublue ungindicatela i-tangent bese ngiyabuya ngiza kwi-circle ngizocinga uline oblue nguthola uline oblue nanku. Bese ngibuka lo line oblue bese ngibuka igama. I-tangent ilo line bese ngiyawuchaza lo line ngususela entweni engiyibonayo. I-tangent uma nje kuthiwa ulayini uyi-tangent kusuke kusho ukuthi lo layini uyayithinta i-circle yami, i-circle yona i-green, uyayithinta i-circle yami kodwa uyithinta lapha ya kuphela. Therefore a tangent by definition, i-tangent mangabe siyichaza sithi it is a line that is drawn outside, uyabona na ungaphandle, but it touches the circle at one point only. Ithinta i-circle yami la kuphela. So a tangent is a line that is drawn outside the circle but touching the circle at one point. That is the definition. Incazelo ye-tangent. I-tangent ulayini ongekho ngaphakathi, ungaphandle, kodwa mawudweba uyayithinta i-circle bese uyashushuluza udlule. Kukhona ke lezi zinto uyakwazi ukubona eindaweni eziningi, uhamba emgwaqeni zikhona lezi zinto. Uyoyibona mawusuqaphela usuwazi nawe ukuthi i-tangent yini. Sibuye size kulayini ku-color o-red. U-color o-red u-indicatele izinto ezintathu. U-red u-indicator i-arc. U-red u-indicator i-radius. U-red u-indicator i-plane yakho. I-plane khumbula the y-axis and the x-axis lento engangiyibiza ngokuthi it's a playing ground. Yila sidlalela khona, yila kwenzeka khona zonke izinto zama lines sidweba kwi-plane isegroundini lethu kahle kahle ilokuzana. So nansi ke i-set of axes, y-axis and the x-axis forms what we call a Cartesian plane, our playing ground. Kanti i-radius nayo njengoba i-indicatwe ngo-red. I-radius by definition esiyibonile ekuqaleni sithe i-radius uline owudweba usuka e-center uya kwi-circle. Uline owudweba usuka e-center. Khumbula ukuthi sithe i-center le sathi point of origin. ila isuka khona zonke izinto. Uma ngidweba ulayini ngususa la nguletha kwi-circle, le ngxenyana nje yalo layini siyibiza ngokuthi i-radius. Ngase ngiyirepresenta ngiyimarker ngo-R. Our radius stands for, our R stands for our radius. Ungayidweba ke nenye. Akubalulekile ukuthi i-radius yakho ihambe phezu kwama-y naphezu kwama-x. Ungayidweba ngisho ihambe la kuseyiyona i-radius leyo, as long as izosuka la ihambe njalo izizogcina la. I-radius is a line that is drawn inside the circle, but uqala e-center uyophelela kwi-circle uqobo lwayo, uyophelela kwi-circle uqobo lwayo. Njoba ubona usuka la uphele lapha yana. Omunye ungawudweba usuke la uhambe la, but uphele la, uphelela on the circle. That is our radius. A circle is the big green round circle ball. The big green ball. That is what we call a circle. Into round, njengesondo lemoto, njengesondo lebhayisikili, njengeplate, kodwa ke manje sekukhona namaplate azikwele and so on and so on. Njengebhodwe sekukhona namabhodwe azikwele and all these things. But into round, into eyindilinga njengebhola, we call it a circle. Sirepresenta ke yona ngombala o-green. Nanku umbala o-green lapha ya i-round leyo nto. Though lo line u-green, but uyabona na ukuthi awuwona u-round. Ungasukeke busuthi u-round kanjani. Na ngithe i-circle into ewu-round. Bese sizobuka i-diameter. I-diameter ulayini. Khumbula zonke lezi zinto zisuka kulowa line engilokhu ngikutshele yona ekuqaleni ngathi it's a line segment. Line segment. Ngathi i-line segment uline osuke pointini unendawo yokuqala. Ufike pointini uphele. So buka ke i-diameter. Isuka la ifike la iphele. Okay, asiyichazeke i-diameter yethu. I-diameter ulayini odwetshwa ngaphakathi kwi-circle. Ngaphakathi kwi-circle. Kodwa uqala onqenqemeni uyophelela onqenqemeni. Uqala la kuqala khona uyogcina la kugcina khona i-circle ngaphakathi. Kodwa umehluko ngalo line ukuthi wona uyadlula e-center, udabula e-center. Therefore, a diameter by definition, it's a line that is drawn from one point on the circle, from the other side of the circle, going through the center to the other part of the circle on the other side. That is our diameter. That is our diameter. Udlula e-center kwi-point of origin. Uyanqamula. Usuka kwi-circle uyophelela kwi-circle. Le ndawo la osuka uphelele khona njenge radius njoba iphela lapha ya. Njenge chord njoba iphela la. Le ndawo labo line ngoba bangaphakathi kodwa bayaphela masifika lapha yana. Le ndawo siyibiza ngokuthi i-circumference. Siyibiza ngokuthi i-circumference. Le nto le. Le lolu nqanqema lolu siyibiza ngokuthi i-circumference. Circumference. Siyibiza ngokuthi it's a circumference. Le ndawo le. Bese sizochaza i-chord. I-chord nansi ibukeka ifana ne-diameter. Iqala kwi-circle on one side, izophelela on the other side. Ne-diameter ngokunjalo from one side to another side. But umehluko nge-diameter, i-diameter goes through the center, but i-chord does not go through the center. does not go through the center. Idlula la nansi center laphayana. So a chord is a line drawn from inside, from one point, drawn in a circle, inside the circle from one point to another point. And it divides the circle into two parts. There is this part, ela encane, there is this part, ela enkulu, which is a minor part and a major part. So, it's a minor arc and a major arc. So uyabona ke mawusubuka iarc manje. Oh, iarc ingxenye ephakathi kwama-point amabili. Kusho ukuthi nale iarc. Kusho ukuthi nale iarc le. Kusho ukuthi nale iarc. Kusho ukuthi nale iarc. So an arc is a space between 2 points. 2 points. That's an arc. Bese sibuka isecant. Isecant uyayibona. Isecant inakho ukufana kancane nechord. Inakho futhi ukufana kancane ne-diameter. Because i-chord is from one point to another. I-diameter is from one point to another. But i-diameter goes through the center. I-chord does not. But secant also does not go through the center. Ne-secant ayidlule center. Kodwa it goes outside. It goes outside. Ungalokothi ke wenzele liphutha uthi i-diameter iyafana ne-secant ngoba ubuka i-diameter that goes outside. Leya diameter phela khumbula ukuthi yona idwetshwe kwi-Cartesian plane. So i-Cartesian plane vele i-whole abaqhubekayo. I-Cartesian plane yethu vele i-whole abaqhubekayo. Kanti i-secant noma iwuline oqhubekayo kodwa awudluli e-center. That's the difference between these two. So lokhu ke ngikwenzela ukuthi uyibone kahle labo line ekade ngikuchazela bona ngase ngibafaka ama definition. Nanka amagama abo naba mawusubabuka wena kwi-circle yakho. Okufanele uthi mawulibona i-circle yakho ukwazi ukungitshela ukuthi lo it's a tangent, this one is a radius, this one is a chord, this one is a diameter, this one is a secant. What is a secant? A secant is a point, but going outside the circle, whereas a chord ends within the circle, and the diameter within the circle, but through the center, and the radius from the center to the circle on the circumference. That is what is meant by this. Sesizosuka ke la sesiyo constructor, because the construction le was a construction for a circle and all its part. Now sesizoya ke ku construction ye angle. Sisuke lapho siye ku construction yama triangles.